Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Talbert Bartholomew, and I'm your announcer for this evening. I welcome you to the 28th anniversary of the Heroes and Legends Awards. A time for heroes. This evening, we acknowledge some of music's most talented and prominent members in the industry. Join me in welcoming honorees Inez Fox, Paul Reiser, Honeycomb, Dominique Dunn, and Evelyn Champagne King. And still Bill with us. We have a great list of presenters for this evening. And our presenters are Ron Dunbar, Thelma Houston, the beautiful Claudette Robinson, Mr. Miller London, Mary Wilson, Jay Brown, Cherie Payne, William Mickey Stevenson, Andrew Scarrow, Alan Warner, Mr. Billy Vera, H.B. Barnum, Martha Reeves, Florence LaRue, Juliana Richardson, and of course, our very own, the founder, Miss Jamie Bradford. Let us move forward and welcome to the stage someone who has supported HAL for many years. While he is currently best known for his sketchy theme for Ghostbusters, he has had an outstanding career as a guitarist, songwriter, and a producer. Starting out as a session guitarist, he has played for such artists as Barry White. He was a sideman for the Love Unlimited Orchestra. And he was a lead guitarist for Stevie Wonder when Wonder served as the opening act for the Rolling Stones tour. Writing his first songs with Marvin Gaye, let's welcome Mr. Ray Parker, Jr.
If it's something strange in your neighborhood, if it's something weird and it don't look good, tell me who you gonna call? All right, are you ready for another year? Hello everyone, it's good to be back for yet another sensational year as we salute the 28th annual Heroes and Legends Awards. HAL's goal, as always, is to aid our young, creative, and talented students in pursuing their dreams and in the arts, along with celebrating some of the most unforgettable entertainment in the industry. And tonight will be no different, because it is truly no time like the present for a time for heroes.
Okay. Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Mickey and Andy and all the people, and to Janie Bradford. My goodness, what a wonderful tribute you gave to me. Janie Bradford, let's give her a hand. Janie was my co-writer on the song Money, because she and I had one thing in common. She wanted money, and so did I. So we decided to write a song called Money. And Janie this is your 28th year of helping deserving young people and honoring those in business through Heroes and Legends ceremonies. Thank you, Janie. We're all grateful and so proud of you, because when I met you, you were broke. But you came through once you wrote money, you know, you were living on top of the world. Yeah, you're right. We all were broke, including me. Including me. I haven't got to him yet. He's too important to start out. I don't open with important people. Just me, you know, and because I want to recognize all of the scholarship recipients that Janie has made possible to move forward in their lives. I want to congratulate all of them, and I also want to congratulate tonight's great honorees, including my dear friend who I was just talking to earlier, Bill Withers. Let's give him a hand. And all of the other great honorees, you know, I saw them earlier, and I'm just so grateful, and I have so much gratitude to Janie for setting this thing up and giving them an opportunity to reach their dreams, as some of us have been fortunate to do. Now, at Motown, there were many unsung heroes. And, you know, every day I think of them, you know, and so many unsung heroes and creative people who consistently worked on hit after hit. And it was so unfortunate that we had so many hits that many of even the hit makers were not recognized, you know, as well as they should have been. And I just saw one. I see them all the time, and I see them, and I just look at them, and I think how beautiful they are. I just talked to Thelma Houston. In fact, how wonderful she was. She was actually, as great as she was still unsung, you know, like she should have been. And Thelma Houston. And I kissed her in the mouth. No. No. And, but then there were some sung heroes. There were many of them, you know, like Mary Wilson. No, that's not Mary Wilson. That's, you know, oh, Mary Wilson. Well, you all look alike. I mean, no. And I'm not going to name them all, but I've always loved Martha Reeves. I mean, of the Vandellas, always. And so there's so many others. But probably out of the unsung heroes, well, Claudette was the first woman of Motown, and we're still trying to straighten that out. But again, actually, I liked her before I knew she was engaged to Smokey. So Claudette Robinson. But probably one of the biggest heroes of the group of Unsung was a guy, a quiet little guy named Paul Reiser. And he is the one that I am fortunate enough tonight to introduce. I can't begin to think of all the hit songs that Paul Reiser did arrangements for. You've heard a few, but in addition to those that you've heard, there were some others that you might remember, like My Girl by the Temptations. I heard it through the grapevine. Marvin Gaye. I Was Made to Love Her, Stevie Wonder. Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand by Diana Ross. And Remember Me by Diana Ross. The Supremes. And a song called Papa Was a Rolling Stone. The Temptations, and with that revolutionary, long orchestrated introduction for which he was awarded a Grammy. And tonight, for the first time, I'm going to confess that I didn't like it. The intro was too long. I said, the intro's too long. And you got to get him in the first 20 seconds. That's what Motown is about. Get him, get him, get him. And I'm confessing tonight to you that I was way off track. I was wrong. He got a Grammy, and I'm sorry. As a musician, Paul played trombone, and he was even considered one of the Funk Brothers because he was all over the place. But he was in the background doing his arrangements. I mean, Paul has always been a gentle soul, a gentle man. And I am so proud that I'm even able, still living, you know. So he's always been a gentleman and just with a great heart and a wonderful spirit. Motown would probably not be the Motown we know today without Mr. Paul Reiser. So it is my honor and great pleasure to bring up to the stage my dear friend, the one and only Mr. Paul Reiser.
Wow. All I can say is wow. How to follow an act like that, boy, I tell you, it's been such a gratifying experience for me.
Excuse me, don't read my notes.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you, speaking of notes, I started to compose something, but I remembered all I write is music. Okay? So I decided to just come up here and speak from the heart, First of all, Motown has been a life-changing experience for me, literally, okay? I was 17 going on 18 when I came to Motown. And there's a young lady in this front. Where'd she go? Martha Reeves. Martha Reeves was the one who used to have to come down and sign me in because I had a trombone bigger than me. Okay. Why I picked trombone, I don't know. It started when I was 7 years old. And, you know, I would have to pick an instrument where, you heard the statement, your arm's too short to box with God? Okay. My arm was too short to play trombone. Okay. So when I came to Motown, from out of Cass Tech High School back in Detroit. All right? Yes. I was a real novice. Now, I could play trombone, but I was strictly a classical musician, see. Classical and jazz. Hated R&B, okay? Right? Honestly. But once I got in there, well, Martha Reeves, like I said, used to be the one that have to come down and sign me in every time, you know. So we always talk about that. We laugh about it. But I hated R&B because I was a classically trained musician, see, classical and jazz, and boy, I got to tell you, when I sat down in that, what I call a hot seat in the studio, in the snake pit, we call it, Studio A, I learned a lesson, boy. I learned a lesson about what it takes to put this product together. It's a real chemistry. If one part of it is out of balance, it doesn't work, see. I really gained a full appreciation for it, see. And I'm going to move along. Now, there's this guy by the name of Mickey Stevenson, right? Okay? Probably the best A&R man Motown ever had, the first and the best, okay? All right? I mean that. Mickey was the man, okay? He knew what it takes to when A&R, you know, everybody pretty much knows what A&R means, right? Artists and repertoire and all the production and the music that goes along with it. Mickey is the best. He knew how to put the artists with the songs, to choose the project for the producer for the project, the musicians, the engineers. He knew every phase of it way back in the 60s, okay? All right? So we appreciate that. It was a learning curve for all of us. Now, I can't go along without mentioning a group of musicians we're known as the Funk Brothers, okay? And, all right, the Funk Brothers, well, you talking about a gang of musicians? They're a gang of musicians, all right? And with my discipline, I'm sitting down in the middle of this, and I just didn't know how intense they were, right? Because, I mean, they were good guys, but they had learned their crafts the hard way. That's why we could appreciate it. So when they came to Motown, they came as basically a jazz band, but they adapted to R&B music. That's where part of the Motown sound comes in at, along with the arrangements and songs first. Good songs and then the arrangements, and it's a chemistry. And it's like a well-tuned machine. See, any part of that machine that doesn't work, the musicians, the engineers, the production, the song first. If it doesn't work, we don't have anything, see? So I appreciate that whole experience. So I got to tell you a story, though. Quick story. I did a project for Berry Gordy, right? As a young arranger, right? I was trying to do strings and whatnot, okay? Difficult song, a Burt Bacharach style song. And the musicians in here would understand what I'm saying. They call for a lot of accidentals and changes where you have to actually put them in. You know, you can't just which them in. You got to write them. So I missed a lot of them. And here's the symphony orchestra sitting there listening to me explain wrong notes, right? So Barry, it was for Barry. Now, I kid you not. And he says, well, young man, just take it home and bring it back tomorrow. We try to do it. And HAL, my good friends, they said, Barry, you need to get rid of this guy. That was about, I kid you not. They said, you need to get rid of this guy. Berry, I don't know Berry, but Berry says, young man, just bring it back tomorrow and we'll see what we do. And I brought it back to write notes, and the rest is history. Because Berry could easily said, get out of here. You've done enough. This ain't the place to learn with the symphony. But he said he always had that patience, that level of patience and understanding for talent. See, he knew person's talent before the person ever knew it themselves. See, he could sense it. So I appreciate Berry for that, love him for it. Yeah. Just to add up some things here now, they spoke of unsung heroes also. I want to say, about our musicians who don't get a lot of credit. Without the musicians and their cohesiveness in a session, you don't have anything. Their attitudes have to be right. They have to have a great understanding of the technique of music, the technical part of it. So when they sit down in those seats, here comes music that they never seen before, see? And you got to give them credit. They come up with all these hits just basically off the top of their heads, the fields and whatnot. So I want to shout out for them, all over the world, the recording musicians. I mean that. Because without these musicians, I wouldn't be. None of us arrangers would be, right? HB, where is he? That's right. No good musicians, no good arrangements. See, I don't care how good it looks on paper. So I appreciate that. Now, there's one arranger, several arrangers whom I I love to say they are my mentors and the people that I really follow. Of course, Quincy Jones, one. Okay. Also, there's a fellow you probably know through the Shaft experience, Johnny Allen, Sr., okay? Great young man, great teacher, great leader, there's so many others, But in closing, I want to say that music being the international language, truly the international language of the world, I think if the world embraced music more, because it's a truthful idiom. See, music is what you see is what you get usually. It's raw. Get rid of the politicians and put musicians in there. I think we'd have a peaceful world. Yeah. And I want to say this in closing. If it weren't for Motown, well, we all ought to be grateful, because if it weren't for Berry Gordy and his vision, we wouldn't be having this, Simply put, Janie Bradford, Eddie Holland, Robert Bateman, Smokey, and Berry, of course. Those were the five. Okay. Yeah. Without that team, Motown would not be, that vision and whatnot. See, so I want to say that keep Motown music alive. It'll be here when we're all dead and gone, generations from now. So yesterday, forever, yesterday, today, and forever. That's the theme of the Motown music. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I want to say one thing. This young lady here is this beautiful young lady is my daughter. She was playing at 3 years old. Paula Reiser. Yes. And my son is here, my grandchildren. So I started Motown at 17, and that's why I say I owe my life to Motown and Berry Gordy.
Yeah. Congratulations, Paul. Paul is a very man of few words. I remember when I was about 16. I'm serious. I'm just gonna share this with you. I'm gonna roast him. Hey, Paul. Anyway, I was in the studio with Paul when I was about 16, and he said, I was struggling with the music, trying to figure it out. And Paul looked at me, he says, play bars 21 through 24, right? And he was a man of very few words. He just looked at me and said, that ain't it. That's a true story.